Salix babylonica is a species of willow native to dry areas of northern China, but cultivated for millennia elsewhere in Asia, being traded along the Silk Road to Southwest Asia and Europe. Description: Salix babylonica is a medium to large-sized deciduous tree, growing up to 20–25 m tall. It grows rapidly, but has a short lifespan, between 40 to 75 years. The shoots are yellowish-brown, with small buds. The leaves are alternate and spirally arranged, narrow, light green, 4 to 16 cm long and 0.5 to 2 cm broad, with finely serrate margins and long acuminate tips. They turn a gold yellow in autumn. The flowers are arranged in catkins produced early in the spring. It is dioecious, with the male and female catkins on separate trees. Taxonomy: Salix babylonica was described and named scientifically by Carolus Linnaeus in 1736, who knew the species as the pendulous branched variant then recently introduced into the Clifford Garden in Hartkamp in the Netherlands. Horticultural selections and related hybrids equals. Early Chinese cultivar selections include the original weeping willow, Salix babylonica pendula, in which the branches and twigs are strongly pendulous, which was presumably spread along ancient trade routes. These distinctive trees were subsequently introduced into England from Aleppo in northern Syria in 1730. These plants are all females, readily propagated vegetatively, and capable of hybridizing with various other kinds of willows, but not breeding true from seed. Two cultivated hybrids between pendulous Salix babylonica and other species of Salix willows also have pendulous branchlets, and are more commonly planted than S. babylonica itself. Salixa pendulina, a hybrid with S. babylonica accepted as the female parent, but with the male parent unidentified, probably being either S. aena or S. a. fragilis, but perhaps S. pentandra. Of these possibilities, S. a. fragilis is itself a hybrid, with S. alba and S. aena as parental species. Salixa sepulchralis is a hybrid between S. alba and S. babylonica. Cultivars derived from either of these hybrids are generally better adapted than S. babylonica to the more humid climates of most heavily populated regions of Europe and North America. Relation to Salix mazzoderna equals, a similar willow species also native to northern China, Salix mazzoderna, is now included in Salix babylonica as a synonym by many botanists, including the Russian willow expert Alexey Skvortsov. The only reported difference between the two species is S. mazzoderna has 2 nectaries in each female flower, whereas S. babylonica has only 1. However, this character is variable in many willows, so even this difference may not be taxonomically significant. Cultivation: S. babylonica, especially its pendulous branched form, has been introduced into many other areas, including Europe and the southeastern United States, but beyond China, it has not generally been as successfully cultivated as some of its hybrid derivatives, being sensitive to late spring frosts. In the more humid climates of much of Europe and eastern North America, it is susceptible to a canker disease, willow anthracnose, which makes infected trees very short-lived and unsightly. Cultivars Salix babylonica has many cultivars, including, Babylon is the most widely grown cultivar of S. babylonica, with its typical weeping branches. Crispra is a mutant of Babylon, with spirally curled leaves. Various cultivars of Salix mazzoderna are now often included within Salix babylonica, treated more broadly, including, Pendula is one of the best weeping trees, with a silvery shine, hardier, and more disease-resistant. Tortuosa is an upright tree with twisted and contorted branches. Yet other weeping willow cultivars are derived from interspecific Salix hybrids, including S. babylonica in their parentage. The most widely grown weeping willow cultivar is Salixa sepulchralis chrysocoma, with bright yellowish branchlets. Uses: Peking willow is a popular ornamental tree in northern China, and is also grown for wood production and shelter belts there, being particularly important around the oases of the Gobi Desert, protecting agricultural land from desert winds. Origin: China, not Babylon. The epithet babylonica in this Chinese species' scientific name, as well as the related common names Babylon willow, or Babylon weeping willow, derived from a misunderstanding by Linnaeus that this willow was the tree described in the Bible in the opening of Psalm 137, from the Clementine Vulgate. Superflumina babylonis ilixedimus a flevimus, cum recordare sin. In salicibus and medio adus suspendimus organa nostra. Here, salicibus is the dative plural of the Latin noun salix, the willows, used by Linnaeus as the name for the willow genus Salix. From the King James Version. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. From the Revised Standard Version. By the waters of Babylon, there we sat down and wept, when we remembered Zion, on the willows there we hung up our lyres. Despite these biblical references to willows, whether in Latin or English, the trees growing in Babylon along the Euphrates River in ancient Mesopotamia and named Gerub in early Hebrew, are not willows in either the modern or the classical sense, but the Euphrates poplar, with willow-like leaves on long, drooping shoots, in the related genus Populus. Both Populus and Salix are in the plant family Xylicaceae, the willow family. These Babylonian trees are correctly called poplars, not willows, in the New International Version of the Bible. By the rivers of Babylon we sat and wept when we remembered Zion, there on the poplars we hung our harps. Notes. References. Further reading, Flora of China, E. Floras, Salix babylonica 4, pages 186, retrieved 2009.